welcome to our broadcast tonight. It's high school volleyball on yourliveevent.com. I'm Devin Kruger, and we got a big Section 5 matchup for you tonight as the Pine River-Backus Tigers welcome the Sebeka Trojans. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our broadcast and the Station 371 pregame show. Restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, and they're the only area fuel station with kerosene and off-road diesel. That's Station 371 in Pine River. Excited for tonight's matchup. Two very solid clubs. We're getting to the back end of the regular season. I mean, in a week and a day, we wrap up the regular season for football and for most volleyball teams, and we get ready for section tournament play. That's where this match has some clout tonight. The Pine River-Backus Tigers and Sebeka Trojans both near the top of their respective subsections right now, going into this final week of the regular season. The Section 5A tournament pretty wide open, and a number of really good, solid teams. Of course, the PRB Tigers are will be going for a three-peat in terms of section championships. Should be a fantastic one here tonight as we take a look at our two clubs coming in. The Sebeka Trojans, they're in the West subsection. They are 12-7 overall, 4-0 against section opponents. They're coming off a really solid outing at the Perham tournament. They went 3-1 at the tournament on Saturday. They've won 7 of their last 8. For the Pine River-Backus Tigers, they're in the East. We'll give you a little breakdown of those section standings here if time allows on the pregame. For the Tigers, they went down to the Twin Cities Classic, and they went 1-4. Got 5 matches in. They beat Carleton and lost to some really, really good teams. Burnsville, who is a Class 4A team. Chatfield, who's ranked number 2 in the volleyball AA poll. Dilworth, Glendon, Felton, always, the DGF has outstanding athletes, seems like in every sport. And then Bethlehem Academy, who has been a long-time power in Class A high school volleyball. So and Coach Hershey will dig into that a little bit here in the pregame show. So the Tigers coming in 13-10 overall, 5-1 against other teams within Section 5A. Looking at the history between these two teams, again, the Tigers back-to-back section championships. They went 22-11 last year. Sebeka finished 16-13, but did not lose a single senior off of last year's club. When they met, Pine River-Backus scored the win. They went the distance, 3-2. It was the Tigers' 6th straight win over Sebeka. The last Sebeka win in this series was the last time that they won a section championship. Coach Poole, you told me that. That was in October of 2016. But a 5-setter last year, and we're expecting a real good one here tonight. And if the B squad was any indication, that's what we're in for. Pine River-Backus won the B squad matchup 2-1. We do have both coaches on hand for the pregame show. We'll get to those in a moment. When we come back, we'll break down Section 5A. We're getting to the end of the regular season. We have a little bit of time to do that, so that's what we'll do. We'll take a look at the section standings when we return. It's the Station 371 pregame show here on yourliveevent.com.
Excavating is celebrating 40 years of digging it right. With this milestone year, Schrupp Excavating wants to thank all of their past, current, and future employees and customers. They appreciate all you've done to help Schrupp Excavating become one of the most trusted companies in the Lakes area. For any excavation project, Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time, serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC, online at schruppexcavating.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors on their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
We're back with you on the Station 371 pregame show for high school volleyball this evening with Sebeka and Pine River-Backus. Talked about this being a big section matchup with only basically a week left of the regular season. For Pine River-Backus, after this match, they have 3 matches left. 2 of them are here at home. They have Walker Hackensack Akeley on Thursday. That'll be on KLKS Talk 100 for radio coverage, plus right here on YourLiveEvent.com. Next week, they have Upsala, and that one will be on YourLiveEvent.com, and then they will finish up on the road at LaPorte. For the PRB Tigers, right now in the Section 5A standings, they're based off QRF, the Minnesota Scores.net rating system. Pine River-Backus sitting in at the number 3 spot right now in 5A on the east side. Swanville has the top spot, and they've got a very, very solid season. Swanville 11-0 in section games. Mille Lacs sitting at 4-1 in the section, 14-6 overall. Then you've got PRB 5-1 in the section, 13-10 overall. Bram has the number 4 spot, followed by East Central, Upsala, Hill City Northland, Ogilvie, and McGregor. That is your standings for 5A on the east side. On the west side, Sebeka has the top spot, 4-0 in section play, 12-7 overall. Browerville Eagle Valley right behind them, and in the QRF rankings, Sebeka's at 34, Browerville Eagle Valley at 40th, and that's like your place in Class A. And that's actually Sebeka's next match on Thursday. They have Browerville Eagle Valley, so 2 really big section games for the Trojans this week. Then after Browerville Eagle Valley, who's 4-4 in the section, 12-8 overall. Then it's Nevis, 4-2 in the section, 8-10 overall. Bertha Hewitt at 6-3 overall, 11-10 overall, 6-3 in the section, 11-10 overall. They're less than a point behind Nevis for that number 3 seed on the west. And then in the bottom half of that bracket, you have Walker Hackensack Akeley, LaPorte, Verndale, Long Prairie Gray Eagle, and Cass Lake Bena. So that's a quick look at the Section 5A standings. So right now, Sebeka in that number 1 spot for the west side, Pine River-Backus number 3 on the east side. If the Tigers get that win, that will definitely shift a couple of things come the next time they update the rankings. Let's take a break here on the Station 371 pregame show. When we come back, we'll talk to our head coaches for tonight's matchup. First up, Becca Pulyu of the Sebeka Trojans, and then Josh Hershey of the PRB Tigers. Coaches' conversations are next. It's the Station 371 pregame show on YourLiveEvent.com.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
Welcome back to our Station 371 pregame show. As joining us now is Becca Pulyu, head coach for the Sebeka Trojans. It seems like I always get to see you at least once per year, and it's always a joy. I always love featuring the Trojans and chatting with you, Coach. In Pine River tonight, of course, for a big section matchup, but we appreciate some time here on the pregame show, Coach.
Yeah, I'm super happy to be here. I don't love playing in Pine River Gym, but I'm excited to be here and good to see you.
Well, we know it's always a tough task no matter where these two seem to face off, but let's talk about this Trojans team. 12-7, we're getting in, of course, to the last few games of the season. Coming into the year, Becca, the expectations you had for this year's Trojan Club, how do you see the season playing out to this point as you really try to crank it up for the last couple weeks?
We didn't lose any seniors last year, so, we sat down last year after we lost our playoff game in Nevis last year, and the girls, we had conversations about what we wanted to do in the spring, summer, and, come in fall and be ready for the goals for this year, for this group. This 5 seniors I've coached since they're in 3rd grade, so I've coached them forever because my kids in that class, but they have high goals for themselves, and they've worked really, really hard. So, we're 12-7. The record's not that great, but we've played some really tough teams, and I wanted to do that this season. I wanted to challenge this team. You don't get better playing an easy schedule. You got to toughen it up a little bit. So we went and played Kenya-Wanamingo at the Side Out Classic down in New Prague before school. Then we all got sick. And then we took a week off, and we came back. And then we also were at the Class A Showcase, where we didn't win a ton, but we got better. We played really good teams. And so the girls have grown from that, and their attitudes have been great, and they want to learn. They want to keep getting better. So last weekend, we had a great weekend at Perham. So I think we're at where we need to be heading into the home stretch of the season.
Oh, that's where I was going next. Coming off the 3-1 tournament at Perham, you've won 7 of your last 8. Execution-wise on the floor, what do you see that impresses you and pleases you with how the Trojans are playing?
They play really well together. They kind of they trust each other. Their court sense and court awareness is really, really, really developed, I think, this season. They shake off airs way better than they used to. Like, you're going to make a mistake, you're going to move on. Our ball control has been great. Jalen Lilquist is a really good setter, and so she kind of gets balls to where we need into our hot hands and our hitters. And we're way more offensive than we were last year. Last year, we really depended on Miranda Lilquist, and now we've had quite a few other players step up offensively for us.
Taking on a Pine River-Backus team, which, again, we know is going to be a great battle. This is a big matchup for a section tournament. You're on different sides, but still kind of that measuring stick. What is it that you love about facing Pine River-Backus, and then what always is the concerns?
Well, they're a good team. Josh runs a really good program. They're always going to be skilled, and they're going to keep the ball alive, and they're going to just not make mistakes. And so if we can eliminate our mistakes, I think it can be a good match. It's a good measuring stick, I think, for both of us. We're on opposite sides of the section, but you want to play good teams, like I said, and Pine River is a really good team. And so it's a perfect time for us to have them going into, we have 3 matches and a tournament left to still fine-tune things.
When you take a look at the fine-tuning and when you get another good opponent on your schedule like tonight, what are a couple of the key focal points that you and your coaching staff have for your side of the net?
We want to control the pace of the game a little bit. We've worked on trying to speed that up a little bit and, using high power when we can, but also quickening up and just being sharp with our ball control.
Coach, always fun when these two get together. We're looking forward to it. Went 5 last year. We'll see what happens this year, Coach. Good luck to you and the Trojans.
Thank you very much.
Becca Puliu, head coach for Sebeka, join us as we take a step aside. More on the pregame show for volleyball coming right up on yourliveevent.com.
Economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Back with you on the Station 371 pregame show. As joining us now is Josh Hershey, head coach for the PRB Tigers. Obviously, it should be a really fun one tonight. Sebeka is in town for a big section matchup. As always, Coach, thanks for some time before we get things rolling tonight.
Yeah, thanks a lot for being here. Hopefully we play well, make it fun.
Hopefully, coming off that tournament, the Twin Cities Classic, you and I talked just before that, and you knew there would be some big challenges down there. I saw who you played, got the win over Carleton. You played Burnsville, Chatfield, Bethlehem Academy. I mean, there's certainly some big names in there. You ended up going 1-4. Overall, Coach, how did you feel about the tournament?
Yeah, there were some really fun stretches, and then, there were some stretches that weren't. We just need to find a way to be a little more consistent. It seemed like it was almost by game, and so, certainly plenty to work on. I mean, at the same time, it wasn't all doom and gloom. I mean, there were some exciting games in there that were a lot of fun to be a part of. We just didn't find a way to get it done. But certainly, you play those kind of teams. It's a great challenge, and you got to be sharp the whole time. And so that's kind of what our focus has tried to be.
Well, and I know that that's certainly the message, especially as we creep closer to playoff time. And you've got one of those great matchups tonight with Sebeka. You're on different sides, but it's a big section matchup. What were the focal points yesterday with Becca's Trojans coming to town tonight?
Yeah, well, I mean, we know each other pretty well, I think. So, they got a great team loaded with seniors, and, they just play outstanding defense. That's the first thing that comes to mind. They don't hardly miss any serves, it doesn't seem like, So, I mean, we just kind of compared some of our stats from the summer matchup and showed them where we need to get to have a chance. We can't have some of the stats be lopsided in terms of some of the things we control. You and I have talked a lot about serving being one of those things this year. You're not going to generate a ton of aces against this team, so you can't all of a sudden have 4 or 5 missed serves a game. That's going to add up to disaster. So that's where it'll start for us.
When you look at there's obviously a lot of great history between the two teams. Last year went 5, and you played them in the summer. What do you see on their side of the night, along with being so stingy on defense? So what are some things that are maybe the concerns when you take on the Trojans this year?
Boy, I don't know where to start there. I mean, they're all just crafty players. They've all got real strengths, and the gals that maybe don't hit as hard as a few of them are really good at using hitting the ball off your hands, finding shots in holes of your defense. So that's just the first thing, just their balance. I think that's the concerning part. I mean, everybody talks about their defense, but they are capable on offense too. And the kids that maybe have a few limitations, they're super smart. They've played a lot of volleyball, and they definitely can find ways to score.
For the Tigers, Josh, and trying to still find maybe that full consistent game, because you talk about the glimpses, you talk about the certain games that things get clicking. Where are you going to have your focal points for your kids, especially at the net offense when you need to score?
Yeah, well, we've just been working on certain shots, and that's what I want to see them work on. I told them I care less if we're missing them by a foot or making them. Let's be looking for those shots. And so, without getting into too much detail, they've got 3 or 4 options that, we have been working a ton on at practice. And so you've got to just apply that. And tonight you've got to try to figure out what works and what doesn't work. And it's okay if it doesn't work. We've got to find that out. And so anyway, that's kind of the message. Limit the number of free balls that are going over to their side, see if we can get a little bit of pressure on them. And we got to limit mistakes. They live for you to make mistakes.
Should be a fun one here tonight, Coach. Excited to be here for it. As always, good luck to you and the Tigers, and thanks for the time.
All right, yeah, thanks a lot, Devin.
You bet. Josh Hershey, head coach for the PRB Tigers, join us as we step out. More on the pregame right after this on yourliveevent.com.
Schrupp Excavating is celebrating 40 years of digging it right. With this milestone year, Schrupp Excavating wants to thank all of their past, current, and future employees and customers. They appreciate all you've done to help Schrupp Excavating become one of the most trusted companies in the Lakes area. For any excavation project, Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time, serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC. Online at schruppexcavating.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Everyone.
We are back with you on the Station 371 at pregame show as the Tigers wrap up their serving. Great chats with the two coaches, and of course with Sebeka coming in with 5 seniors and nobody gone from last year. And I like what Coach Poole you talked about, a challenging schedule. We've heard that from coaches all the time when it comes to successful programs. Challenge yourself. Challenge your players. You get better by going up against tough competition. Of course, Josh Hershey's done that as long as I've known him up here in the Lakes area. And, of course, so it sounds like, Coach Pouliou maybe beefed up that schedule a little bit. So the record isn't real flashy at 12-7, but Sebeka has taken on some big challengers. And, again, so far they're undefeated against Section 5 opponents. As for the PRB Tigers, looking to have 4 solid matches and that consistency. We'll keep an eye on that and see if they can get that consistency they're looking for as we get set for the playing of the national anthem, and then we'll get to the starting lineups and the first serve. Quick update, high school volleyball tonight, Mille Lacs at Aiken. Mille Lacs taking game 1 25-9. Mille Lacs right now just ahead of Pine River-Backus in terms of that QRF ranking for Section 5A in the East. Crosby-Arrington's at Pine City tonight, and let's see, Hill City Northland, they're in Section 5. They're hosting Big Fork tonight. Walker Hackensack Akeley's out at Thief River Falls. So really, in the conference opponents for Pine River-Backus, nobody really in action tonight in conference play as we break for the national anthem here in letter play. When technology doesn't work, handle it yourself. Outstanding job for the crowd, and I believe it was some PRB students that may have just started the national anthem. Devin Kruger here with you as we wrap up the Station 371 pregame show, sponsored by Station 371 right on the highway here in Pine River. Let's take you now through our starting lineups. For the visiting Sebeka Trojans, head coach Becca Pulju in her 20th season, 12-7 overall, 4-0 in Section 5A games. They'll start a 5'8 senior outside hitter, Annika Pulju. 5'9 senior setter, Jalen Lilquist. 6'1 junior right side hitter, Miranda Lilquist. 5'9 junior middle hitter, Kyla Watson. 5'8 junior right side hitter, Violet Lisney. 5'6 senior outside hitter, Samantha Stevens. And the libero for the, let's get that turned down a little bit. The libero for the Sebeka Trojans is 5'6 senior, Ellie Ness. Once again, it's Annika Pulju, Jalen Lilquist, Miranda Lilquist, Watson, Lisney, Stevens, and the libero, Ellie Ness for Sebeka. For the Pine River-Backus Tigers, coming in with a record of 13-10, 5-1 in section games. For head coach Josh Hershey, they'll start freshman Leah Eveland, senior Cassidy Bristow, junior Kaylee Johnson, junior Mimi Bukers, junior Ella Dahl, junior Ariana Burns, and the libero is senior Caitlin Riley. No heights or positions on the PRB program. For the Tigers, Eveland, Bristow, Johnson, Bukers, Ella Dahl, Ariana Burns, and Riley, the libero. Those are your starting lineups as we'll take one final short break. When we come back, we'll have the opening serve in this Section 5A matchup with Sebeka and Pine River-Backus here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors on their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Do something fun and make new friends. Join a bowling league at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues: men's, women's, mixed, youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget Moonlight Bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop into Community Bowl and Pizzeria in downtown Pine River. 218-587-3100.
And we are back. Thanks again to Station 371 for sponsoring our pregame show. Remember, Station 371 in Pine River has bait and tackle, quality essential gasoline. They're the only fuel station with kerosene and off-road diesel. You got an indoor and/or car wash, and don't forget those hunting and fishing licenses. Both teams wearing black tonight. Orange numbers to our right for Pine River-Backus. Yellow numbers to our left for Sebeka as Kaylee Johnson gets us started with her opening serve tonight here in Pine River. And she starts with an out of bounds. Boy, I thought that hit the line, but it skipped off the antenna. That's why it's a service error to start. And it's 1-0 Sebeka. Again, last year went 5, and Sebeka returns the favor as the jump serve by Kyla Watson in the net. Well, that's an inconspicuous start for the match tonight. Cassidy Bristow to serve for the Tigers on that right side. Cross court, near side pass. Loquist comes to the near side. Here's a shot by Stevens, and it's cross court and good. And there was a big opening on that far side as Loquist came right back to the near side for Samantha Stevens. 2-1 Sebeka. Good crowd on hand tonight for this matchup as Stevens serves for Sebeka. Johnson comes left side. Buchers off the tip, picked up. Loquist to the left side, and I think we're going to get a double hit here. We are. That's going to be a double hit, and we're tied at 2. I've seen some 70s style flashy dresses. Got some Afro wigs in the crowd. I was told it was Jersey Day this week. It's homecoming week for the Tigers. All sorts of stuff happening. Johnson to the left side. Ariana Burns deep, too deep. Well, so far the team's trading points, and we only have 1 kill on the board. As it's 3-2 Sebeka. Miranda Loquist is back to serve. Sharp line drive serve to Ella Dahl. Here's the set, going to the middle. Buchers with the shot, near side, one-handed by Watson. Sneaks over the net and drops down. Coach Hershey said Sebeka kind of took it to the Tigers in their summer meeting. In regular season play, it's been 8 years since the Trojans won this matchup. Loquist, long serve off the fingertips of Buchers. And now Buchers and Burns trip over each other as they free ball it over. Here's a shot blocked at the net, and Burns cannot save it as Lisney collects the kill. 3 straight for the Trojans. And Miranda Loquist serves it again. That one right to that back line. Riley's going to help the setter right at the net. Burns puts it over. Picked up by Annika Pulju, and that one dropped over on the second hit by Jalen Loquist. 4 straight for the Trojans. They have a 6-2 advantage. Miranda Loquist back to serve it again. Mid-court serve off of Norman, and that one not the way the Tigers wanted to play it. And Sebeka on a bit of a roll here with 5 straight points, but only 2 kills to show for it. Here's another sharp serve. Dahl's pass at the net. Swatted down. Riley with a great dig. And at the net, it goes over back to the Trojans and is pushed across. Tigers set right side. Norman with the shot into the net. 8-2 lead for the visiting Trojans. Miranda Loquist Another sharp serve. Buchers with a high pass. And it's going to be another free ball. Bristow sends it over to the left side. Annika Pulju off the tip. Dig by Burns. Johnson goes middle. Buchers to the near side. Picked up by Watson. Here comes Sebeka. Pulju again. Left side just over the blockers and good. That's one of the things that Coach Hershey talked about. He said it's not always hard hitters, but it's well placed. Annika Pulju with just a nice little drop shot over the blockers, and Coach Hershey has to take time to try to stop the run. Sebeka leads 9-2 as we are off to a fast start here in Pine River. We've got more volleyball right after this on yourliveevent.com.
Are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Not a great start for the Tigers of Pine River-Backus. A service error. Then after the favor was repaid, they were tied at 1, tied at 2. But now a 7-0 Sebeka run. And Coach Josh Hershey just trying to get things settled back in. Right now, Miranda Loquist serving very tough. Here's Burns rolling one over. Trojans have it. Jaden Loquist to the near side. Shot, dig by Bristol in the back row off of Lisney. Here's Ariana Burns into the net. And the Tigers giving a few more free points to Sebeka. They have a 10-2 lead. Miranda Loquist. Midcourt serve to Buchers. Norman helps. Burns from the 10-foot line just over the blockers. Picked up by Watson. Jaden Loquist left side to Pulju. Cross court and out. And that stops an 8-0 run for Sebeka. Annika Pulju, who is about 200 digs away from 2,000. Coach Becca Pulju said no Sebeka player has achieved that mark. And then Miranda Loquist, the 6'1 senior, is about 90 kills away from 1,000. In is Raina Hannikin to serve, and she promptly puts one into the net, and Sebeka continues to feast on miscues from the Pine River-Backus Tigers. Now we'll have a substitution as Evelyn will come in for the senior Hannikin. 11-3 Sebeka, opening set. Trojans trying to take control early. Jaden Loquist, and she sends one deep, and that one off of Riley, off the basketball apparatus and straight down. That counts as an ace for Jaden Loquist. And Jalen has over 100 aces in her career, adds one there. Here's the set to the middle. Buchers near side, got it, found the empty spot, and that's the first kill of the evening for the PRB Tigers. 12-4, Sebeka leads in set one. In fact, Coach Pulju said that this just happened last week. Both Loquist and Annika Pulju reached 100 aces. Sharp serve by Buchers, and that one will get down. Not an ace, but really close to one. As Buchers rifled the line drive to Stevens in the back row. On that right side, 12-5 Sebeka, same spot. This time a much better pass. Jalen Loquist left side, Watson off the tip, Buchers is there. Johnson to the middle, Bristow, dug out again by Stevens. Loquist goes to Pulju on the left side, and Tigers in the net. Negates a nice dig by Evelyn. Annika Pulju will get the kill, her second. 13-5 Sebeka. And Annika Pulju, two daughters for Coach Becca Pulju on the roster, and that one a deep serve. Tigers again playing it right on the black line, maybe would have been out. Jalen, quick set, Watson, got it. Coach Rebecca Pulju said in the pregame that Sebeka is trying to play to their pace, and that's the goal right there. Especially off the free ball over, a very quick offensive set for the Trojans. They convert, they lead at 14-5. Annika serving it again, deep to Evelyn, good pass. The set to the left side, Bristow off the tip, popped up by Jalen Loquist. Annika to the right side, and that one dug out, and the Tigers in the net again. Ariana Burns called in the net. Lisney will get the kill. 15-5. Sebeka with a 10-point advantage here in the first game. Tigers not looking sharp. Coach Hershey talked about both teams coming off a big tournament. Sebeka playing fairly crisp. There's a shot down and good. Cassidy Bristow. Tigers, when they get that pass, and obviously again it all starts with serve receive. Coach Hershey will tell you that 1,000 times over. Back to serve Ariana Burns. Checks in with Coach Hershey and deep. Already 3 service errors for the PRB Tigers here in this first set, and you can't build momentum when you give that free point right back to the other team. Here comes libero Ellie Ness, and she puts an ace on the floor for the Trojans. Coach Josh Hershey signals for time again. Opening set, and Sebeka rolling 17-6 as the Trojans looking to get off to the hot start here in Pine River. We'll break. More right after this. This is High School Volleyball on YourLiveEvent.com.
Do something fun and make new friends. Join a bowling league at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues: men's, women's, mixed, youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget Moonlight Bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop into Community Bowl and Pizzeria in downtown Pine River. 218-587-3100.
17-6. Sebeka in control of this opening set. Tigers have just 2 kills. Sebeka taking advantage of a number of miscues, 3 service errors, some hitting errors on the Tigers. Lax is up on Aiken, 2-0, I should say, as Ness sends it over after the ace. Jalen Lilquist, quick set. Watson tipped at the net. Nice save on the slide by Pouliou. Stevens off the net. Burns picks it up. Riley, the bump set. Ella Dahl with a tip near sideline, just wide of the mark. 18-6. Crosby Ironton beat Pine City 25-21 in their first set. Mets took down the Phillies tonight. Game 3 of their series. Mets lead 2-1. Here come the Tigers in the middle. Bristol, that's the one they want. 18-7. Norman in, evened out for the PRB Tigers. Mille Lacs up 2-0 on Aiken. 25-9, 25-15. Back to serve, Kaylee Johnson. She started the night off with an error. Gets a good serve here. Left side, and there's the first shot down for Miranda Lilquist. She had been stuck in the back row rotation, and Sebeka was just fine with that. She puts one down, leads the team with 195 kills coming into tonight, so closing in on 200 for the year. Kyla Watson had an error her first time. Johnson backsets. Bristow right side. Rifles one down off of Pouliou and good. Well, the Tigers are getting at least a couple of swings in for their senior. Cassidy Bristow, still a long way to go, though. It's 19-8. Bristow back to serve now. She heads to the back row and puts it into the net. 4 service errors in this opening set on the Tigers. They are 4 for 8. Back to serve is Samantha Stevens, and the Tigers in. They are out of rotation. Coach Hershey asking for the clarification on it. 21-8. Sebeka leading. Coach Hershey said that Sebeka took it to the Trojans, or took it to the Tigers in the summer. And now Stevens sends one over with the Tigers in the proper rotation. Buchers, left side, shot down good. Second kill tonight for Mimi Buchers. Ella Dahl back to serve for the second time. Standing deep in the middle. 21-9. Floating serve, far sideline. Jalen Lilquist. Miranda Lilquist, and that hits the antenna. That one was an easy call. 21-10. Sebeka still in control. Ella with the jump serve, deep. Pouliot with the play, Jalen Lilquist, Miranda Lilquist, that one, and Tigers in the net again. We've seen 4 net calls, I'm pretty sure, on the Tigers. Coach Hershey doesn't look real thrilled with the call, as there's Miranda Lilquist. She got on the hot tear first, and now we're going to get a double hit called on the Tigers. 23-10 Sebeka here in the opening set. Miranda Lilquist rolls one over the net. Nicely played by Ella Dahl just to keep it alive. Burns, deep shot. One hand, 2 hands. No. Down and a point for the Tigers. Ness, the libero, will come in for Miranda Lilquist now. Substitution for the Tigers as well. Hannikin will check in for Norman. Hannikin back to serve. She misfired on her first attempt. 23-11. Sebeka floats one to the middle to Annika Pouliot. Good pass. Back to Pouliot. Left side off the tip. Dig Elladall. Bukers left side to Burns. Burns powers it through the block. It's nearly saved. Good reaction there at first by Lisney, but didn't have the backup. And a kill for Burns set up by Bukers. 23-12. Hannikin, short serve. Pouliot at the net. Tit back over by Bukers. Here comes the shot across. Tigers looking to use it. Bukers right side with a tap, and that one tip over, and there's a stroke of luck. Not much you can do about that one, as Annika Pouliot just stuck her hand up and had the ball hit it with enough power to creep back over the net and drop. My goodness. That's when you know things are going your way. Set point for Sebeka. The serve from Jalen Lilquist. The shot over by the Tigers. Quick set. Watson with the tip. Down and good. And the opening set goes to Sebeka handily. 25-12 as Sebeka takes the 1-0 lead in the Section 5A matchup. We will break. We'll recap the opening set. Go to game 2 right after this. It's volleyball on yourliveevent.com.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River-Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community. Making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
Welcome back. Devin Kruger here with you on yourliveevent.com as Sebeka pulls away for a set 1 win, 25-12. Tied at 1, tied at 2. Neither team looked real crisp in the first couple points, but then Sebeka got rolling. The Tigers never really looked crisp in the opening set, save for a couple of good pass set spikes. An 8-0 run for Sebeka pushed the lead to 10-2 in favor of the Trojans. They really didn't look back. Got the lead in double figures at 15-5. And the biggest lead, well, ended up being 13, which is what they won by, 25-12. Pine River-Backus serving in the first set, just 8 of 12. And then Sebeka, 21 of 22 with a pair of aces. 7 assists for Jalen Lilquist along with an ace. 3 kills for Anna Kapulju. Only 1 kill for the 6'1 senior Miranda Lilquist, but that's because she got on a big roll from the service line and spent a good chunk of her time in the back row or on the bench. For the Tigers, 5 assists for Kaylee Johnson, 3 kills for Cassie Bristow, 2 kills and an assist for Mimi Buchers. Don't forget to tune in to the YLE Coaches Show every Wednesday evening live at 7 o'clock, or else, of course, you can watch replays. Head coach Josh Hershey on just a couple weeks ago. You can always check out the upcoming broadcast schedule at yourliveevent.com. You can also check out rjbroadcasting.com for radio and video coverage coming up. So Sebeka with a 1-0 lead in the match will have the libero Ellie Ness back to serve. She was 3 for 3 with an ace in the opener, and set 2 is underway. Tigers hoping to rebound. Here's the set right to the net. Left side Buchers, and a shot down and good, and a much better start for Pine River-Backus. Ella Dahl back into the front row as Ariana Burns heads back to serve. 0 for 1 in the first set. Sends a sharp liner, played by Pulju. Here's the long set. Miranda Lilquist off her heels. Easy dig by Bristow in the middle. Buchers to the near side. Ness, good pass. Here's a quick set. Watson off the tip, down and good. Kyla Watson has 3 kills on the evening. Tied up at 1 in the early going. Crosby Ironton up 2-0 on Pine City now as Watson with the jump serve. Watson was 1 for 2 in the first set. Bristow from the back row, and that one just past the back line. That was close. Coach Hershey talked about trying that second, third option for shots tonight. Seeing Bristow, seeing what she can do in the back row might be one of those. And there is a line drive serve that sails past the back line. We're tied up at 2 each. Leah Evelyn checking in for Callie Norman. And Evelyn's heading back to serve for the first time tonight. Evelyn standing on the right side. The freshman, the approach, near sideline. Stevens with the pass, the set back to Stevens on the right side. Cross court, Evelyn scoops it up. Johnson, good hustle. Caitlin Riley from the top, tipped at the net. And now this one over to Sebeka. Pulju able to play it, and Miranda Lilquist puts it, and that one is out. Boy, that one looked real close to that line, but it's ruled out. 3-2 in favor of the Tigers. They take the lead back early in set 2. Evelyn with another jump serve. Tough to handle. And here's Miranda Lilquist, and that one will just sneak over the net. Ella Dahl, good reaction time. And Ella pops it over. A free ball for Sebeka on the right side. Here's Miranda, blocked at the net. Pushed high and deep to the corner. Sebeka trying to set up the defense. Evelyn will set up Buchers on the near side. Dig by Ness. Lilquist to Lilquist, and it's tapped over. Here's Brewer with a set, and we're going to have a whistle, and we're going to have a double hit called on Ella Brewer, who was setting that one to help Evelyn. So a little shifting in the PRB lineup as Johnson's taking a rest. Evelyn is in as the setter, and Ella Brewer into the front row as well. Back to serve is Stevens to the near sideline. We're tied up at 3. Here's Buchers, right side, deep to the back. Ness picks it up. And now we're going to have a double hit on Jalen Lilquist. Oh, the last couple of points now on miscues. Buchers to serve. 1 for 1 in the opening set. 125-12 by Sebeka. Here's Pulju on the left side. That one off of Dahl. Saved as there's a collision, and the Tigers cannot get the third hit over. Caitlin Riley and Ella Brewer both going after that ball, and on the collision, thankfully everybody's all right. Sebeka will grab the point. We're tied up at 4. Miranda Lilquist with the serve was 9 of 9 in the first set, and now Bristow misfires into the net. Sebeka back in front, 5-4 here in game 2. Miranda with another tough serve to Ella Dahl. Evelyn Bristol with a tap to the far sideline. Good play by Pouliou. Sent across and good by Jalen Loquist. Really nice center tap. That's one of the things Coach Hershey talked about, that Sebeka has all these crafty players and they're very smart. Jalen Loquist just a really quick tap over the net. And the senior setter grabs her second kill of the night. Miranda Loquist serves. Tigers, Buchers from the back row. Here's the set to Pouliou, left side, shot, dig by Buchers at the net and tipped into the net. Break for the Tigers as Lisney tried to do a tap down on the near side, but ended up hitting the top of the net. Ariana Burns into the front row as Ella Dahl's back to serve. With that jump serve, that one going to be well short of the mark. 7-5 Sebeka. Back to serve for Sebeka, Jalen Loquist. 3 for 3 with an ace, and there's another ace for Jalen. Her second of the night. 8-5 Trojans. Jalen sends one to midcourt. Good pass this time, Evelyn, and the set was off the mark. Bristol has to tap it over. Here's the set and the shot. Dig by Dahl. Evelyn comes left side to Burns. Goes deep, and that one on the line and good. Kaylee Johnson will come in for Brewer. Callie Norman will come in for Evelyn. Johnson will head back to serve. Kaylee was 1 for 2 in the opening set. Sets, fires a good one to Stevens. Good hustle by Jalen Loquist, and Pouliou sends it over on the near side. Johnson sets middle for Bristow, off the net. Dig. Watson helping out. She'll set it across. Johnson set middle again. Bristow, that one off the tape. Hitting error, Bristow. 9-6 Sebeka. Trojans won the first one 25-12. Annika Pouliou heads back to serve. 3 for 3 in the first game. Into the middle. Good pass. Back set. Bristow right side. Shot. That one's going to be down and good. Nine, 7 Sebeka. Bristow lining up a serve. 1 for 2 in the first set. Sends one just over the net. That one right at the net. Boy, good play by Loquist. Just keep that alive. Here's a free ball and a chance. That popped up by Jalen Loquist. Lisney to Annika Pouliou. Taps it across. Johnson has to hit the brakes, and then Burns blocks. Nice save by Buchers. Shot across by Ella Dahl, and a score for the Tigers. Ella hitting it deep, and on the dive, Ellie Ness couldn't pop it up. Bristol will head back to serve. Bristol sets, fires near sideline. Good soft pass. Jalen Loquist, left side. Stevens tipped. Bristol sends it onto the air. Aladal with the help. Buchers will bump it across. Here's the quick set. Watson in the middle. Into the net. 3 straight for the Tigers. It's 9 apiece. Mille Lacs got the sweep at Aiken tonight. Bristow to serve it up again. Sends it deep to Pouliou at the net. Sent back, and Stevens able to somehow get it across. Norman on the right side. Off of 2 Trojans, and good. First kill for Callie Norman. 4 straight for the PRB Tigers. They lead 10-9 as they try to even things up here. Last year we went 5. 1-0 Sebeka in the match. Bristol, another sharp line drive serve. It's sent across by Lisney. Johnson, left side, Burns off the top of the net, rolled at the top, and that one's going to be down off the tip. Callie Norman. The first ace block we've seen tonight, and there is a timeout by Sebeka. 11-9 Tigers here in set 2. Sebeka up 1-0 in the match as we break. More volleyball right after this on yourliveevent.com.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and RJBroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and RJBroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Devin Kruger back with you. 11-9. Pine River-Backus leading set 2. Set 1 went to Sebeka's Trojans 25 to 12. Mille Lacs got the sweep again. Mille Lacs is a bit ahead of Pine River-Backus in terms of the QRF seeding. Mille Lacs got the win over Aiken tonight in a 3-game sweep. Cassidy Bristow back to serve for the Tigers, and out of the timeout, she sends one past the back line. That snaps a little 5-0 spurt for PRB. Sebeka back within one as Ness heads back to serve. Starting a fresh rotation. Allie Ness mid-court. Johnson comes near side. It's Buchers blocked, picked up by Bristow. Good coverage. And now the bump by Buchers rolls over the net. Stevens with a nice play on it. And it's going to be sent over by Stevens. Good scrappy defense by both teams. Here's Burns cross court on the line and good. That was a long distance shot by Ariana Burns. And Annika Pulju thought it was going out, and that ball dropped right on the stripe, and she knew it. Burns is back to serve now. 12-10 Tigers. Sharp serve by Burns. The set, Miranda Lilquist picked up by Burns. Johnson, left side, Ella Dahl goes deep, and that one off of Pulju and good. Ella putting it right in between the back defenders for Sebeka. 13-10 Pine River-Backus. They have scored 7 of the last 8. Burns to serve it up. Near side, out. Tried to paint the stripe, and a little momentum break there again. Caitlin Riley, who went over 1,000 digs this year, she's back in the back row as the Tigers libero. Here's Watson, sharp serve, right over the net. Here come the Tigers near side. Watson digs it up. Pulju sets Miranda Lilquist. She'll tap it. Kaylee Johnson, the back set. Norman, this one back in the corner. Watson, Jalen Lilquist, Miranda Lilquist shot. Dig by Riley and back to the Trojans. Jalen again, and Miranda slaps it across. Johnson, left side, Dahl, no blockers, and count it. Third kill for Ella Dahl this evening, all in this set. Eveland in, Norman out for Pine River-Backus. Thursday, Walker Hackensack Akeley in town for volleyball. They're at Thief River Falls tonight. Here's Leah Eveland, short serve at the net, and it's tapped right back down off the net. Great play. Oh, and they're going to give the Tigers the point. They're going to say, oh, that's what it was. There was somebody in the net. Jalen Lilquist, after a sensational play to keep that ball alive, as she got up off the floor, made contact with the net. That negates a tremendous hustle play by Jalen Lilquist. And now Evelyn sends it wide. The last 3 points for the Sebeka Trojans in this set have been service errors on the Tigers. It's 15-12 Pine River-Backus. Stevens serving for Sebeka. Good pass there by Dahl. Eveland, Buchers near side, off of Watson, back over, saved by Bristow. Here's Buchers again. That one dug out by Ness. Jalen Lilquist, Miranda Lilquist near side. Riley with a nice play. Buchers taps it right back over by Jalen. Ella Dahl swats it over. Jalen with the dump. Eveland is there. Here's the set by Brewer, and that was going to be 2 hits on Brewer. Back-to-back points for the Trojans. First time since they led 8-5. 15-13 Tigers. Stevens serving again. And that one off the net, and that'll be 4 hits on Pine River-Backus. Sebeka quickly back within 1, 15-14. Again, the Trojans took the first set, 25-12. Stevens sends it to Riley. Buchers on the right side, hard off the tip. Stevens with the dig. Here's Pulju off her heels. Set wasn't where she needed it. Here's Dahl, goes deep, too deep. Sixth time we have been tied here in the second set. Pine River-Backus led by 3-4 straight points for the Trojans, and they have taken the lead. It is the sixth tie. We've had 4 lead changes, and this is more what we expected. It's 15-all in set 2. Sebeka leads 1-0, and we're back after this on yourliveevent.com.
This year, Schrupp Excavating is celebrating 40 years of digging it right. With this milestone year, Schrupp Excavating wants to thank all of their past, current, and future employees and customers. They appreciate all you've done to help Schrupp Excavating become one of the most trusted companies in the Lakes area. For any excavation project, Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time, serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC. Online at schruppexcavating.com.
Devin Kruger back with you. Much better battle in set 2. One nothing Sebeka in the match as Stevens sends it over. Buchers on the right side, goes deep, Ness with the dig. Here's the set, pull you on the left side, she'll tap. Good coverage by Dahl, Eveland, right side, and Brewer sends it to the near side. Jalen Loquist, Miranda Loquist, off the tip, down and good. Miranda Loquist just her second kill tonight. 5 straight for Sebeka, they have taken the lead. Here's Stevens again, and that one is just past the back line. Didn't miss by much. 16-all here in set 2. Set 1 went to the Trojans, 25-12. Here's a Bucher serve, tough serve. Pull you with a nice play. She'll get the set, she'll tip. Tigers trying to get the offense set, and it's not clean, and it's an error as Bristol sent it out. (17-16) Trojans. Miranda Loquist serving. Eladal with the play. Eveland sets, and they're going to get a double hit on Eveland. So after the Tigers had a nice 9-2 run, Sebeka has responded. They're on a 7-1 run right now. 18-16 Trojans as they look to take a 2-0 match lead. Here's Bristow off the blocker and good. Set by Eveland, 18-17. Eladal back to serve. Here's a shot across. Good hustle by Jalen Loquist, and the shot by Lisney in the net. Tie number 8. Here's the serve by Dahl. Tigers trying to regain the edge. Here's the set from the back row. It's rolled over. That's a free ball for the Tigers. Evelyn to Burns. Cross. That one is going to be hit and over. Good coverage, Eladal. Brewer back to Burns. She'll roll it over. Jalen Loquist, the high set. Pulled you left side. Blocked. Picked up by Pullyu, but out of bounds, and that's an ace block. Cassidy Bristow, Ella Brewer combine on the ace block. Tigers back in front, 19-18. Lead change number 6. Eladal, jump serve, Pullyu with the play. Jalen Loquist, Lisney, left-handed shot off the tip. Eveland is there, Bristow, the high bump. Burns sends it over, and boy, 2 Trojans collide as it's sent over. Thankfully they're okay, and then shot back line and in. What a shot there by the Trojans. I think that was Annika Pullyu. 19-all, another tie here in set 2. Jump serve, Jalen Loquist. Tigers out of rhythm. Free ball over. Jalen, Watson in the middle, blocked. Watson swats it back over. Evelyn to the middle. Bristow off the tip, got it. Johnson back in for Pine River-Backus. Norman back in for Pine River-Backus. 20-19, PRB in set 2, trying to tie it up. Kaylee Johnson rolls it over the net. Nice play by Jalen Loquist. Right to the back corner. Riley plays it wisely. Burns off the tip. Dig by Stevens. The set, and Pouliou with a tap. And they're going to get Pouliou with a double hit on the set over. Tigers have scored 5 of the last 6. They lead 21-19. Both teams have a timeout left. Kaylee Johnson to serve. Short serve again. Jalen, quick set, middle. Lisney dumps it near side. Picked up by Dahl. And Burns hustles and steers it over. Here's the set to the left side. Pouliou with a shot. Just off the net. Johnson is there. Dahl to Burns again. Burns sends it midcourt. Jalen sends it over. 2 Tigers dive, and it's down. Jalen Loquist with her 3rd kill tonight. 21-20. And now back to serve is Ness. Here's a shot by Bristol. Blocked back over to the Tigers. Burns, left side, sends it over. Jalen Loquist. Watson will slip it over. Now it's at the net. Watson tipped up by Bristow. Great diving dig there by Stevens. And here's a shot over and down by Lisney. The 10th time we've been tied here in this second set. Back to serve Pouliou again with the jump serve deep to Elidal. The high bump set, and it's 1-2-3 and over. Sebeka trying to take the lead again. Quick set, Watson, and that one blocked at the net. Pouliou shoots it deep. Tigers wanted a 4-hit call. They didn't think the Tigers touched it. Bristow dug out by Pouliou. Set up, Johnson, right side, Norman, cross court, got it! (22-21) Tigers. This is much more what we expected tonight. 13-10 PRB, 12-7 Sebeka. Bristow to serve. Sharp serve midcourt. Jalen comes on the near side to Lisney. Shot. Defending herself was Johnson. Burns with a tap. Picked up. Pouliou will shoot it deep, and that one off of Dahl. Bristow keeps it alive, and Buchers with a slight tap. Pouliou will set near side for Lisney. Lisney deep. Johnson is there, but unable to collect it is Norman. Lisney with her fourth kill. Pouliou gets the assist, tied at 22. Ness to serve. Libero, Ellie Ness. Bristow. Johnson, left side. Buchers, got it. Good shot down the line by Mimi Buchers for her 4th kill tonight. Both teams really spreading it out. Both teams have 5 different players with at least 2 kills tonight. Caitlin Riley back to serve for the first time. 23-22 Tigers, set 2. Sebeka leads 1-0. Big line serve, and Sebeka free balls it over. Can the Tigers take advantage? Norman, right side, off the net, off of Stevens and down. Set point PRB. And a timeout by Sebeka. We'll keep it here, being that we're at set point here. Pine River-Backus leading 24-22. In set 1, Sebeka used an 8-0 run to go up 10-2, and they really didn't look back. This one, much more competitive. Both teams getting kills. Both teams showing some of that scrappy defense. Yes, both teams making some mistakes. I think for Pine River-Backus, again, they've made more mistakes than Sebeka has. Both of these teams will tell you when you're playing the other one, don't give them the free points, because they're not going to just make mistakes and give you a bunch back. That's what we've seen. And now, Pine River-Backus able to get some offense rolling here in the second set. And it's 24-22. 24-22, Pine River-Backus out of the timeout. Ariana Burns serving it up. Burns is ready. Here it comes deep. The set, the shot by Miranda Loquist. Not much on it. Tigers Johnson, left side, Ella Dahl. She'll try to place it. Here's Pulju, setting right side for Miranda. Picked up by Johnson. Norman with the dive, and the third hit. Tigers can't get to it. 24-23. Back to serve is Watson. Tigers scrambling to get in position. Here's the serve from Watson, picked up by PRB, and they have to free ball it over. Back line, here's Loquist. Stevens, left side, and it's blocked! Kelly Norman rejects Samantha Stevens, and Pine River-Backus takes set 2. Will play at least 4. Game 2 to the Tigers, 25-23. We're knotted up at a set apiece, and we'll be back with more Section 5 volleyball here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors on their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Welcome back to Pine River. Devin Kruger here with you. Set 1, Sebeka won 25-12. Much more wild. Set number 2. 11 ties, 6 lead changes. The biggest lead we saw, I think, was 4. Sebeka led 8-5 and 9-6. Tigers came back, put a little run together. In fact, put a 9-2 run together, led 15-11. Sebeka came back with a 7-1 run, led 18-16. Tigers scored 5 of the next 6 to take a 21-19 lead, and then were able to hold off Sebeka and wrap up a 25-23 set 2 win. Serving in set 2, the Tigers 20 of 24, so 4 more errors without an ace for PRB. And for Sebeka, they were 23 of 25 with an ace. For the Tigers, 9 assists for Kaylee Johnson, 3 kills, 2 blocks for Callie Norman, 3 kills and a block for Cassidy Bristow, 3 kills for Ella Dahl. For Sebeka, 2 kills apiece for Jalen Loquist, along with 2 assists and an ace, and 2 kills for Violet Lisney. Crosby Ironton got the sweep at Pine City tonight, 3-0. So now we'll play at least 4 again. Last year, these two went 5 sets, with the Tigers winning 3-2. It was the Tigers' 6th straight win in the series over the Trojans. Now they're checking something a little extra on the scorers table as Ariana Burns will start the serving for set number 3. We're going to play at least 4 here tonight. as Burns sends it to midcourt to the libero Ness. Set left side, Miranda Loquist, powerful shot, Dahl with the dig. Here's the set to the right side now for Loquist, tapped by Buchers. Shot across, Johnson, and then to start going for it and to stop going for it. Sometimes that happens, and Sebeka grabs the first point of set 3. Watson back to serve, 3 for 4 in the second set. With the jump serve to midcourt, Buchers. Norman will help, and then Ella Dahl spins one just over the near side. Good play by Miranda Loquist, and then Jalen Loquist sends it over. Coach Hershey wanted a lift call on that, didn't get it. 2-0 Sebeka. Jalen, the setter, has 4 kills tonight. Here's the serve. Here's the set, left side. Dahl blocked, sent back over on the cover by Buchers. Miranda Loquist off the tip. Burns is there. Johnson, Burns in the middle. Far side, Pouliou is there. Stevens with a shot, blocked at the net. Back to the near side. It's Miranda Loquist, and that one off 1, off 2, and down. Pequot Lakes won set 1 over Malacca. Malacca won set 2, both of them 25-23. As Watson sends one into the net. Tigers on the board here in set 3. A good wild one going on there. Just down the road in Pequot Lakes. Riley back to serve. Didn't serve in the first set, 1 for 1 in the second set. Sends a sharp liner to her libero counterpart. Miranda Loquist, again, off her heels. Can't get a great swing on it, and now we're going to get a double hit called on Pine River-Backus. 4-1 Sebeka. Stevens back to serve. 1-1 in the match. Riley with the pass. Johnson back set. Here's Buchers with a little tap across. Annika Pouliou. She'll send it over. Tigers on the coverage. Ella Dahl left side into the net. 5-1 Sebeka. Here's a sharp shot across there by Stevens. Here's the tie, and that one down, dug out, and that was going to roll over. How did that go over the net? Johnson, Watson, Buchers. Johnson back to Buchers in the middle. Shot, dig, Watson. Jalen Loquist, Annika Pouliou, left side, puts it into the net. Eveland will come in for Buchers. Brewer will come in for Johnson. Eveland, 3 for 4 in the second set. Sharp line serve, nice play, Pouliou. Miranda Loquist, right side, got it. Miranda Loquist. With the kill, now back to serve. Miranda's was 5 for 5 with an ace in the second set. Tough shot near side. Cassie Bristol, very good placement there. Assist to Evelyn, 6-3 Sebeka. Here's Ella Dahl with a deep serve. Here's a shot in the middle in that back corner and on the stripe. What placement there for Annika Pouliou. 7-4 Sebeka. Here's the shot across by Jalen Loquist on the serve. Here's a tough one. That one hard off of Ness and down. Tigers get the point. 7-4 Sebeka. Here's Kaylee Johnson, and that one right into the top of the tape and back. That one just didn't quite have enough to spin it over. Annika Pulju serving. Back to serve, tough serve by Pulju. Bristow plays it, and it's a free ball over by Norman. Here's the quick set. Watson, middle, count it. Fourth kill tonight for Watson. 9 for Sebeka. Trojans took game 1, 25-12. Tigers took game 2, 25-23. And another tough serve. Tigers, again, cannot get the offense up to the net. Quick set, Watson sends it over. Johnson, low pass, down and good again for Watson. 10-4. Pulju with a short jump serve this time in the pass, right back over to the Trojans. Jalen Loquist to Stevens, back row, dig, Eveland. Johnson, near side, Burns into the net. 4 straight for Sebeka. Coach Hershey's seen enough. He's going to take timeout. We'll break as well. We're tied at 1 in this big section matchup. Sebeka out in front again here in set number 3, 11-4. As we step aside, more volleyball right after this on yourliveevent.com.
Do something fun and make new friends. Join a bowling league at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues: men's, women's, mixed, youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget Moonlight Bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop into Community Bowl and Pizzeria in downtown Pine River. 218-587-3100.
Devin Kruger back with you. Thursday and Friday, home against Walker, Hackensack, Egley. Volleyball Thursday on KLKS Talk 100 and yourliveevent.com. Friday, football here on yourliveevent.com. Plenty of home action for the Tigers this week for homecoming. Volleyball trying to shift that momentum back to their side as Annika Pulju serves out of the timeout. Here's Cassie Bristow off the tip. Nice one-handed save. Popped up and over by Lisney. On the right side, Norman. That one dug out. And now 2 Trojans collide. Pulju and Stevens collide after Jalen Loquist had the save. Tigers get the side out. It's 11-5. Buchers will come back in for Eveland. Bristow back to serve. Bristow on that right side. Good pass. Jalen Loquist near side. Lisney shot. Dig by Johnson. Bristow and Burns will roll it over. Jalen Loquist sets left side for Stevens. Shot down. Good. Only the second kill tonight for Samantha Stevens. But that one a big one to shift that little bit of momentum right back to Sebeka. Ness serving. Ellie Ness. Senior libero. Johnson left side on the sideline, and Buchers was underneath the net on the follow through. Buchers looks a little confused, but she did. That was pretty clear from my view. So Ness serves with Sebeka now up 13-5 here in set number 3, and she puts it into the net. Dahl in for the libero Riley. 13-6 Trojans leading set number 3. Burns back to serve. Sends a short one to midcourt. Here's a quick set, left side. Miranda Loquist dumps it down over the blockers. Fourth kill for Miranda, 14-6 Sebeka. Watson back behind the service line. Sends a good one to Burns right at the net. Johnson, and it's going to be set across. Dahl trying to shoot that far side. Here's Miranda Loquist off the tip, and that one is in anyway. 15-6. Watson to serve. Sends it over to Burns. Johnson, middle, Bucher's shot, near side, and got it. Coach Becca thought that was out. Line judge says nope. On the stripe. 15-7. Caitlin Riley heads back behind the service line. On that right side, sends a sharp one to Ness. Ness looked like she was waiting for that right in the middle. Now here's a tap. Burns, nice save. Riley comes near sideline. Watson, that one, and Jalen Loquist sends it over. Almost like a 360 style. 16-7 Trojans. Stevens serving it up. Line drive to Burns. Johnson, Bucher's in the middle. That one deep. Ness digs it out. Set to the left side. It's Pulyu. Good shot and got it. Strong swing there by Annika Pulyu. 17-7. Sebeka leads in double figures. Stevens back again. Sebeka won the first set 25-12. Much better battle in set two, and that's going to be a double hit. 18-7 Sebeka. River-Backus made it 7-4. It's an 11-3 run now for the visiting Trojans, trying to win for the first time since 2016 against PRB. Here's Ella Dahl. Shot. Stevens right there, but then nobody came to help. Ella Dahl gets her fourth kill tonight. Eveland and Brewer in. Johnson and Bucher's out for PRB. Haven't seen the Tigers get on like a massive run. There is almost an ace. Jalen Loquist with a tremendous save, and play continues. Bristow tips near side, and another one-handed save. Bristow shoots deep, and that time Stevens can't get it. When you talk about a scrappy defense, and Coach Hirsch even said Sebeka doesn't let much hit the floor, there were an awful lot of times on that first attack that ball would have hit the floor, but not against Sebeka. Evelyn with the serve. The set to Pulyu. Left side. Shot down. Good. 19-9 Sebeka. Lisney back into the front row for the Trojans. Miranda Loquist sends one back. Evelyn, back set. Ella Dahl, right side, off the tip. Got it. Following the match, stick around for the post-game recap, notes, numbers, and our award winners. Interviews as well, all coming up following this one. Dahl with the jump serve. Here's the set. Here's Stevens from behind the 10-foot line. Nicely picked up by Evelyn. Brewer. Burns goes deep. That one good. Fourth kill for Burns. Give Brewer the assist. Tigers have scored 4 of the last 5. It's 19-11 as Pine River-Backus tries to get on a roll here. Ella Dahl back to serve again. One of the many juniors for the Tigers. Deep serve off of Stevens. Rolls over the basketball hoop. And played and sent over by Lisney. Dahl, Evelyn, set left side, Burns over, Ness digs. Jalen Loquist, Pulyu on the left side. She taps, popped up by Evelyn. Bristow, Burns again, swats, count it. (19-12), and you start to wonder when/if Becca Pulyu will take a timeout. Might come if the Tigers score another one and close this gap to 6. And that's an ace serve. Ella Dahl, the first ace tonight for Pine River-Backus as she planted the stripe back line. That ball just dove right at the very end. No timeout. Dahl ready. Another deep serve. This one again high and back. And it's a free ball to the Tigers. Dahl, Evelyn, Bristow crushes one, near side, got it. There's the timeout by Sebeka. Pine River-Backus on a 7-1 run, and they've closed the gap to 5. It's 19-14 Sebeka. We are tied at 1. This is volleyball action on yourliveevent.com.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
The Tigers have gotten on the run they're looking for. Coach Becca Pulju takes time out to try to break the momentum as the Tigers trying to get back in set number 3. Set 1 was pretty much all Sebeka. Set 2 was wild. 11 ties, 6 lead changes. Here in set 3, Sebeka has led wire to wire. The Trojans now trying to break some momentum as Elidal is back to serve. And coming out of the timeout, good serve to Pulju. The set to Pulju. The 6'1 senior, Miranda Loquist, is on the bench. Here's a tip near side. Bristow missed it. The near sideline was open, but Bristow gave the tap a little too much, and the timeout kind of works. 20-14. Here's Jalen Loquist with the serve. Tigers, and they're going to get a double hit again. We've seen quite a few of the double hit calls tonight, and we've seen them on both teams, more on the Tigers side of the net. Football score, 21-14. Set 3, Jalen Loquist serving again. Riley with the pass. Evelyn back sets. It's Brewer with the swing. Blocked, picked up by Dahl. Set to the near side, and that one way offline. And just like that, Sebeka, after the timeout, 3 straight. And Coach Josh Hershey is going to take a timeout as both teams had 1 left. So we'll break again after the Tigers got the momentum. The timeout by Sebeka breaks it. It's 22-14 Sebeka. We're tied at 1 with high school volleyball here on yourliveevent.com.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
Back with you here on yourliveevent.com. (22-14). Game 1 to Sebeka. Game 2 to Pine River-Backus. Back to serve was Jalen Loquist. Here's the shot going deep corner and out. Cassie Bristow tried to shoot that one deep to the back line and missed. Sebeka leads by 9. Led by 10, Tigers got within 5. Jalen with another serve. The set goes middle. Bristow tries to hammer this one, and one of the Trojans was in the net. Bristow gets the kill. That is her 5th of this set, 11th of the match. Evelyn now with 8 assists, 23-15. Johnson returns for the Tigers, and she's back to serve. Johnson, sharp serve to Ness. Help from Pulju. Watson lines it up, shoots it deep. Good shot. Dahl with a dig. Here's a set, and they're going to get another double hit. Tigers have had some trouble with the double hits tonight. 24-15 at set point. Pulju back to serve. Annika with a sharp serve, and she'll finish it with an ace. Sebeka leads wire to wire in set 3 and takes it 25-15. Trojans go up 2-1, so the Tigers on their home floor will now have to try to force Game 5. It's a 2-1 Sebeka lead here on yourliveevent.com. We'll be right back.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
This year, Schrupp Excavating is celebrating 40 years of digging it right. With this milestone year, Schrupp Excavating wants to thank all of their past, current, and future employees and customers. They appreciate all you've done to help Schrupp Excavating become one of the most trusted companies in the Lakes area. For any excavation project, Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time, serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC, online at schruppexcavating.com.
Devin Kruger back with you. Sebeka took set 1, Pine River-Backus set 2, Sebeka set 3, 25-15. Sebeka tallied the first 3 points and never trailed. Sebeka pushed the lead up to 11 at 18-7. Tigers put together a 7-1 run, got that lead back down to 5 at 19-14, but then Sebeka out of the timeout scored 6 of the last 7, including 4 straight out of the timeout to grab the 2-1 lead. Again, Mille Lacs, another Section 5 team, they won 3-0 at Aiken tonight. Walker Hackensack Akeley's at Thief River Falls. They're coming here to Pine River on Thursday. That one on KLKS Talk 100 Radio and on yourliveevent.com. In set number 3, serving-wise, the Tigers were 15 of 16, grabbed their first ace of the night, courtesy of Elidol. Sebeka was 22 of 24 with an ace. 9 assists for Jalen Lundquist, along with 2 kills. Annika Pulju had the ace and 3 kills. Miranda Lundquist had 3 kills. For the Tigers, 5 assists for Leah Eveland, 5 kills for Cassidy Bristow, 2 kills, and the ace for Elidol. So again, last year went 5 sets. Tigers will have to win set 4 if we're going to do that again this year. Tigers a 6-game winning streak against the Trojans. Last win for Sebeka was 2016. They typically play every year. They did not play in the COVID-shortened year. Tigers will have in set 3 Bristow, Dahl, and Brewer all in the front row. Ellie Ness and the floor official signal to the platform official, let's start play, and the platform official and Ellie Ness were both looking at the floor official saying, we need the ball. So Ellie Ness starts the serving for set 4 and starts with an ace. Low dropping serve. Ness was tied for 4th on the team coming in with aces. Tied for the lead. Or excuse me, Watson led with 39 aces, 29 aces coming in. Now here's a shot by Bristow and off the pass. That one off the net, and we are tied up at 1. Wonder if we'll have a set 4 like a set 2. And just go back and forth and back and forth. Caitlin Riley back to serve. 3 for 3 on the night. Sharp line serve. Here's Jalen Loquist to Miranda. Back row, Riley is there. Here's Evelyn, set, Bristow, dig by Pulyu. Jalen Loquist, Stevens left side, hammers one off the tip. Evelyn goes left side, it's Burns into the net. Sebeka 12-7 coming in, Pine River-Backus 13-10. 2-1 Trojans. Watson does not have an ace tonight. Again, leads the team with 29. Here's Evelyn in the middle, double hit. Lots of double hits called tonight. Frustrating for the Tigers. There's another ace, and there's the first one for Watson, the team leader for the Trojans. 87% server, so it's kind of that high risk, high reward. You'll take some errors, but she can get some aces, and boy, and then she follows that one with one well below the mark. 4-2 Sebeka. Johnson in for the Tigers. She'll head back to serve. Norman into the front row. Johnson on the night. 5 of 7 serving near side, right on the sideline to Stevens. Loquist to Loquist. Shot, dig by Riley, and that one's going to be tapped over by Bristow, and that's a double hit. Great recognition by Bristow to tap that one over. Johnson to serve. Haley sends another one to the near sideline for Stevens. Low pass. Good job by Loquist. Stevens sends it deep to Riley. And miscommunication. Johnson yelled for help. Not sure if that was a little delayed or nobody caught it. And that one falls harmlessly to the deck. 5-3 Sebeka. Sebeka leads the match 2-1. Stevens serves. Buchers, good steer on the pass. Bristow right side off the tip, off of Stevens. Great hustle by Pulyu. And Ness will bump it over. Tigers to Bristow in the middle, near side. Watson with a save at the net, tipped, and Bristow was in the net. That was going to be one of those great battles right at the top of the net. Bristow and Miranda Lilquist, but Bristow caught a piece of the net. Stevens serves it up again. Johnson has to turn it into a bump. Burns, back row, Ness is there. And Miranda Lilquist will bump it across. Norman to the middle. Bristow near side, tipped by Watson. Ness, good coverage at the net. Jalen Lilquist dumps. Johnson is there. Bristow to Burns. Here's Jalen, taps it over again. Norman with the bump. Burns from the line, sends it back to Ness. Scrappy rally here. Pulyu blocked at the net. Pulyu again. And Riley's there. Johnson left side, and that one out of bounds. All of that, and Burns was out of the antenna. Timeout, Pine River-Backus. Sebeka leading set 4, 7-3. The Trojans have a 2-1 match lead. And Coach Hershey thinking the Tigers looking maybe a little discombobulated out there. He's going to take a break. So will we. We've got more right after this on yourliveevent.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Sebeka won sets 1 and 3. Set 2 into Pine River-Backus in a wild one. Now in set 4, Coach Josh Hershey taking an early timeout. As Sebeka has a 7-3 lead, trying to keep the momentum from making a major shift. Good match going on down the road in Pequot Lakes. Patriots lead Malacca 2-1, and out of the timeout, Stevens serve into the net. Pine River-Backus, Pequot Lakes and Malacca, Granite Ridge Conference, Patriots took set 1, 25-23. Malacca took set 2, 25-23. Patriots took set 3, 25-20, as there's a dump down and good by Jalen Loquist, her sixth kill of the night. 8-4 in favor of Sebeka. This has been a pretty solid one as well. But Sebeka has had some big runs as Miranda Loquist, for the first time tonight, commits a service error. 3 service errors already for Sebeka. But they have an 8-5 lead. Ariana Burns the serve. Here's the set. Pulyu shoots corner. Perfect spot. Annika Pulyu puts it inside that back line. That was a great shot by the senior Pulyu. Jalen Loquist to serve. 11 for 11 with a pair of aces tonight. Sebeka leads 9-5. Brewer and miscommunication. 2 called for it, none get it. And Pine River-Backus is handing points to Sebeka that they can't afford to hand over. Jalen Loquist serves again. Buchers, and that one is off the net. Good play by Johnson. Nope, they're going to call her for the lift. 11-5. Coach Hershey already took one early timeout to try to break momentum. Will he have to take another one early? Norman, right side, cross court. That one good. 4th kill for Callie Norman tonight. 11-6 Sebeka. Substitution, and nope, now with Coach Josh Hershey had a little different lineup, and now he's got to burn his second time out, as there was confusion as to if there was going to be a substitution and who that substitution was going to be. So Coach Hershey takes his second and final timeout of this 4th set, with Sebeka leading the match 2-1 and set 4, 11-6. We break. More volleyball right after this on YourLiveEvent.com.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors on their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
The PRB Booster.
Devin Kruger back with you. 11-6. Our score. Sebeka won set 1, 25-12. Pine River-Backus set 2, 25-23. Sebeka set 3, 25-15. Here in set 4, it's 11-6 Sebeka, and Pine River-Backus out of timeouts. Leah Eveland has come in. She's serving, and she puts it in the net. Side out and a point right back to Sebeka. They lead 12-6. Annika Pulyu to serve. Ended the 3rd set with an ace, and sends one just over the net. And this one, Bristol will have to just bump across. Free ball for the Trojans. Loquist to Stevens. Off the tip. Good save, Elidol. Here's the set in the middle. Buchers into the net. Sebeka's next match Thursday against Browerville Eagle Valley, who is behind them for number 2 seed in that west subsection. Here's a shot across by Dahl, picked up by the Trojans, sent over on the second hit by Jalen Loquist. In the middle, Buchers into the net again. Sebeka leads 14-6. They only have 2 kills in this 4th set. That is very telling. Pulyu sends one deep to Bristow. Here's the set in the middle. Shot by Brewer. That one out. Coach Hershey talked about trying different hits, trying to go with that second option, third option. trying to keep the girls encouraged. They trail by 9. Sebeka looking to take control. Eveland, left side, Dahl, dig by Pulyu. Jalen Loquist, quick set. Watson, near side, got it. And Sebeka leads by 10, 16-6. Anna Kapulyu with a smile looks over at the bench for the serve call. Jump serve to Bristow. Eveland in the middle. Brewer with a tap. Good coverage. There's Loquist. Pulyu will shoot it deep, and they're going to say that that was a double hit on Pulyu. Another very smart play. Good placement. Hit the shot, but double tapped it. 16-7. Bucher serving 3 for 3 on the night. Didn't serve in set 3. Here's Lisney off the tip. Riley is there. Evelyn, good hustle and steered across by Brewer. Here's the set to the right side, and Lisney wasn't ready for it. Here come the Tigers. Brewer with the bump. Bristow sets, fires off the tip of Watson off the net. Here's Ella Dahl sent over. Loquist, left side for Stevens, and that one, Riley with a great running dig. Near side, and Dahl just gets it inside the antenna. Pulyu goes deep, and Riley's there to cover it again. Bristow in the middle, and a double hit against Eveland. Lots of double hits tonight against the Tigers. Ness serving 17-7. Sebeka trying to snap a 6-game losing streak to the Tigers. Shot by Bristow. Good dig by Pulyu. Here's Stevens, and that one too deep. Coach Hershey and I have been talking all season long, and he's said on multiple occasions that he felt that this Sebeka team was the team to beat in the section. Caitlin Riley back to serve. Off the net, picked up by Stevens. Here's a set, and Miranda Loquist dug out by Buchers. Evelyn to the left side. Ariana Burns cross court. Yes! 6 kills for Burns tonight. 17-9. Tigers made a run in the third set. Sebeka has both timeouts remaining. And here's a tough serve. This one off the net. Picked up, long run by Ness. That one's down, and another point for Pine River-Backus, 17-10. Coach Pulyu going to give some instructions out to her squad. Riley ready to serve again. Tigers have a long way to go. Down 7. Stevens, that one up towards the basketball hoop. High pass, and it's bumped across lightly by Jalen Loquist. Evelyn, middle, Bristow, dig, near side. Pulyu to Miranda Loquist, off the tip, covered by Buchers. 2 Tigers converge, and as Ella Dahl bumped into Evelyn, that caused a double hit. And that stops a little of the momentum that PRB was building. 18-10 Sebeka, 2-1 Trojans lead the match. Section 5 matchup here as Watson, the running serve. Backs at Bristow, hard off the tip at the net. Jalen Loquist to Miranda Loquist, right side, that one tipped up. Evelyn to the left side, it's Burns, that one blocked. Buchers is there, Bristow to Burns again, that one blocked again by Jalen Loquist. Evelyn goes right side, Ella Dahl just over the tip. Good rally here, Pulyu from the back row, sends it to Riley. Evelyn in the middle again, Bristow, this time it's good. Johnson in, Dahl out. Norman in, Evelyn out. Sebeka leads 18-11. Johnson to serve it. Sends it near side to Stevens. Good pass, Miranda Loquist sends it over, played by Burns. Norman on the back set, dug out by Watson. Jalen Loquist taps, diving there, saved by Norman, and Burns sends it across. Here's the right side, Miranda Loquist. Dig by Kaylee Johnson. Burns again, rolls it over the net. Saved by Watson. Near side, Miranda Loquist. Johnson digs it out again. Burns off the tip. Saved by Pulyu. The set, Miranda Lundquist again. Johnson's there again. Norman, and a double hit. After all of that, another double hit and a point to Sebeka, 19-11. And there's a serve into the net by Stevens. You know, the thing is, it's not that it's necessarily it's disappointing just that point ended in that manner, because both teams did such a great job keeping the ball alive. Bristow to serve for the Tigers, down 7 in the fourth set, down 2-1 in the match. Miranda Lundquist, dug out by Riley. Johnson the bump, Burns left side, got it. Tigers trying to pick themselves up. They are battling. Coach Josh Hershey told me at one point in the series he has to almost kick the girls out of the gym every night because they'll just keep practicing, even though they've had some inconsistencies. Bristow with the serve. Here's a shot by Pouliou. Dig by Bristow. Here's Buchers. Burns again off the net. Ness is there at the net, and Buchers taps it down. Tigers feeling some momentum. Coach Pouliou gonna wait it out a little bit more. Sebeka has both timeouts remaining. Tigers have no timeouts remaining. Bristow deep serve to Ness. Here's the bump, and it's gonna be a free ball to the Tigers. Can they utilize it? And nope, they can keep it alive, but they can't get a good swing on this time. Here's the quick set. Miranda Lundquist off the blocker and good. It was 16-6. Tigers got it again within 5 at 19-14. Now Miranda Lundquist. Tigers, Buchers, left side, up by Watson, up into the rafters, off the lights, down, and a kill for Buchers. Her 6th of the night. 20-15, Sebeka. Trojans again took sets 1 and 3. Tigers won set 2. Section 5 matchup, Ariana Burns behind the service line. Crowd quiets as she sends it over. Good pass. Here's Pouliou. Left side tips. Johnson's there. Norman, middle. Buchers off of Ness. One-handed by Lisney. Great play by Lisney. Now at the net, and that is going to be into the net. I was waiting for a whistle. I thought they were going to get Johnson for a lift. 21-15, Sebeka 4 points away from snapping a 6-game losing skid to the Tigers. Here's Annika Pouliou's serve. Norman right side. Oh, and there's one crushed. Tigers haven't had a whole lot of those, but that one looked really good. 21-16, subs for the Tigers. Evelyn for Norman. Dahl for Johnson. Evelyn back to serve. Tigers trying to force game 5 with a comeback. Evelyn short serve into the net. 22-16 as that shaves some momentum off of Pine River-Backus. Annika Pouliou serves to Bristow. Evelyn, middle, Buchers deep, got it. 22-17. Sebeka still has both timeouts remaining. Buchers back to serve. Buchers on that right side. Shoots one to Ness. Good high pass. Jalen Lundquist. Watson in the middle. Dig on the dive by Riley. Left side. Dahl. Pouliou's there. Lundquist. Stevens on the left side. Off the tip and good. Only the 3rd kill tonight for Stevens, but a big one. As Sebeka gets the side out, it's 23-17 Trojans. Ness to serve. Line serve to Riley. Evelyn. Bristow. Cross court. Pouliou. Read it well. Stevens on the fire. Back to Riley. Evelyn sets middle. Bristow. Far side. Pouliou's there. And Jalen Lundquist and Miranda Lundquist a little trip. Kill for the Tigers. 23-18. And now we're going to have a yellow card issued against the Tigers as Riley went back and the substitute didn't go in the proper spot. So a yellow card issued against the PRB team. Next one would be a point for Sebeka. Riley served. Here's Miranda Lundquist, and she hammers one off the blockers, down and good. Match point. It's match point Sebeka. Kyla Watson to serve it. 24-18, and it's too far. Tigers have a long way to go. It's 24-19. I've seen it done a few times in my career. It spans a lot of years, though. Norman into the front row. Johnson to serve. Set match point again. Johnson serve near sideline, right on the stripe. Stevens plays it. Here's a set. Anna Kapulia from the back row off the tip. Norman in the middle. Bristow with a tip. This one's saved. Here's a shot. Miranda Lundquist. It's saved down, and it's a block for Bristow. 24-20. Johnson ready to serve again for the Tigers. Goes near sideline again. This one at the net. Tipped down by Bristow. 24-21, Sebeka. Sebeka leads 2-1 in the match. Johnson, ready, aim, fire for the serve. Watson the pass. Jalen Lundquist. Stevens will send it deep to Riley. Johnson to Bristow at the 10-foot line. Deep and on the line. Oh, my. Bristow paints the stripe. 4 in a row for the Tigers. Match point 5 for Sebeka. Coach Pulyu will finally take the timeout. We'll keep it here. Match point for Sebeka. Sebeka led by 10 in this fourth set, 16-6. Pine River-Backus used an 8-3 run to close the gap to 5 at 19-14. It's pretty much been back and forth since, until, and I mean it was a point, side out, side out, side out, side out. They just went back and forth until Sebeka got to this point of match point at 24-18. Now 4 straight points for the Tigers. Sebeka leads 24-22. Last year went 5. Tigers have the momentum. Sebeka trying to break it. Sebeka does have one more timeout left. Kaylee Johnson to serve it. Here's the whistle and we're ready. Johnson sends one deep to Ness. That one is off of her. Watson plays it. It's going to go off the net, and that will be a point for the Tigers. Wasn't an ace, but it was close to one. 24-23. Kaylee Johnson ready. Near side. That one may have went out. It's a free ball. It's tapped down. Saved by Sebeka. Miranda Lundquist shot. Riley digs. Johnson tracks it down. Riley bumps it over. Watson. Jalen Lundquist. Miranda Lundquist right side. Off of Johnson. It's down, and Sebeka's going to get the win. The Tigers with a terrific battle back in the fourth set. But Sebeka, the Trojans triumph on the final of 25-23, and Sebeka defeats Pine River-Backus for the first time since 2016, snapping a 6-game losing skid to the Tigers. Final of this one, Sebeka 3, Pine River-Backus 1. The post-game recap starts after this on yourliveevent.com.
Coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, Email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Do something fun and make new friends. Join a bowling league at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues: men's, women's, mixed, youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget Moonlight Bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop into Community Bowl and Pizzeria in downtown Pine River. 218-587-3100.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
This year, Schrupp Excavating is celebrating 40 years of digging it right. With this milestone year, Schrupp Excavating wants to thank all of their past, current, and future employees and customers. They appreciate all you've done to help Schrupp Excavating become one of the most trusted companies in the Lakes area. For any excavation project, Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time, serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC, online at schruppexcavating.com.
And we welcome you back to Pine River. Sebeka gets the win 3-1 over Pine River-Backus. The Trojans go to 13-7 on the year, 5-0 in section play. Pine River-Backus falls to 13-11, 5-2 within section 5A. Fourth set, we were tied at 1. Sebeka took a 3-point lead and did not trail again, led by as many as 10. Tigers got it all the way down to 1. When it was match point, 24-23. Great job by the Tigers to battle till the very end, but the Trojans were able to put it away and get the victory. 25-12, 23-25, 25-15, 25-23. In that fourth set, Sebeka was 20-25 serving with an ace. Tigers were 21 of 23. Your stats for the game: Sebeka 89% serving, 86 out of 96 with 5 aces. Tigers were 64 of 75, 85% with only 1 ace. Coach Hershey talked about how it's very tough to get aces against Sebeka. Well, that was 100% true in tonight's matchup. Tigers did have the blocking edge 5-0 in terms of team blocking. Individually, for the Tigers tonight, Cassie Bristow had 17 kills, had a couple of blocks. Lee Evelyn had 13 assists. Kaylee Johnson had 21 assists. 7 kills for Mimi Buchers, 5 kills, and the lone ace for the Tigers, courtesy of Ella Dahl. 5 kills, 2 blocks for Callie Norman, 7 kills for Ariana Burns. Those are the stats for the Tigers, leading the way for the Trojans tonight with the victory. Very spread out offense really from both teams. I always like seeing that. Jalen Lilquist, she had herself a fantastic evening. I thought 22 assists, 6 kills, and a pair of aces. She was perfect from the service line. Miranda Lilquist had 8 kills. Kyla Watson had 6 kills and an ace. Anna Capullo had 8 kills, a couple of assists. She also was perfect from the service line with an ace. Violet Lisney had 4 kills. Samantha Stevens had 3 kills, and then Ellie Ness in her libero spot, she picked up an ace as well. Very entertaining match as we kind of expected. Sets 1 and 3, Sebeka was able to get that lead, build upon it, and keep it. Set 2 was absolutely wild, and set 4, well, it got wild at the end, and Sebeka able to hold on for the 3-1 victory. When we come back, we will chat with head coach Becca Puyu of the victorious Sebeka Trojans. Post-game award winners also coming up as Sebeka gets this big section win tonight, 3-1 over Pine River-Backus on yourliveevent.com.
Food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors on their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
We are back here on yourliveevent.com, and we're actually going to start with our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of tonight's match, as she ran up here so quick. We're like, well, let's let her go before the coach can get ready. And we're going to go with the senior center, Jalen Lilquist, for the award tonight. First and foremost, Jalen, congratulations on a fun match and a victory for you and the Trojans.
Thank you.
I know Coach Puyu and I, we were talking for pregame. She talked about this senior group, especially because you didn't graduate any seniors off of last year's team. When it came to the work to put in for the season, we're kind of getting into that back end, right? There's only a few matches left. How much do you feel that this team has grown from last year to this year in terms of wanting to put together a memorable season?
Yeah, I mean, we've always had big goals for ourselves, but I think we really knew that it would come together this year, being that we'd had the most years playing together. And it's just, I think all of us love playing together, so that makes it really easy, and we all have really good connections, so it's really fun to play.
Everyone knows when you're playing Sebeka that not many volleyballs hit the deck. Sometimes I'm amazed that there aren't more collisions on the floor, and I don't want to jinx anybody. But what is it like out there, especially with your senior group, the communication, the awareness? Take us through just kind of how it feels and how cohesive you are out there.
Yeah, well, in the beginning of the season, we made a non-negotiable list, and one of those was we don't want to let balls hit the floor. So I think we all just come together towards that goal, and it's really easy when you've been playing with these girls for as long as you have, because we all have good connections and really good at communicating.
You're able to not only spread the ball around, but when you decided to attack, you were very effective with that. What are you trying to read mostly to know where to go with the ball, or if you're going to take the shot yourself?
Yeah, really just looking towards like the middle of the court, that donut, and I've always been pushed this season to be more offensive, so that's something we've really been working on at practice. And I think just reading the right back defense and left back defense for the most part is what helps with that donut.
you have, and you look at this rivalry, and even though it's non-conference, but it's section, you play each other every year. This is the first time in a while that Sebeka has gotten the win. What does it mean to you to win over the Tigers, especially in this gym?
Yeah, we've always known that Pine River's a solid team, and we've just come into this game with a lot of confidence. Even though we haven't beaten them a lot in the past, we've just come in with a new mindset that we can beat anyone when we all play together.
It was a fun time. It got really nice and wild in that second set, but the Trojans prevail. Best of luck as the season wraps up next week. Jalen, congratulations on a great match.
Thank you so much.
Jalen Lundquist, our Enbridge I-Bring the Energy player of the game. We'll take a short break, and then we'll talk with head coach Pouliou for the Trojans, who get the win 3-1 tonight here on yourliveevent.com.
And make new friends. Join a bowling league at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues: men's, women's, mixed, youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget Moonlight Bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop into Community Bowl and Pizzeria in downtown Pine River. 218-587-3100.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
Back with you here at Pine River-Backus on yourliveevent.com. As now joining us is Sebeka Pouliou, head coach for the victorious Trojans. Going back to, again, the pregame, and you knew it was always a tough matchup, and you talked about how coming into this gym always adds another kind of another measure of toughness, but your gals grit out a win. What stands out to you with the victory tonight, Coach?
I'm really proud of our kids, actually, and we haven't had a lot of 4-set, 5-set matches. So I was proud of the way they responded after set 2. I mean, they kind of snuck away. They snuck in. It was close, and then we lost that set. So I was good. It was nice to see how they responded to that defeat, and they came out strong that third set right away. So I liked that. I like that's good growth heading into playoffs.
The other thing about the third set that stands out to me is that, like in the fourth set, you had a lead and Pine River-Backus came back. However, in the third set, they cut it to 5. You take a timeout, and then you rattle 6 of the next 7 to close out the set. I've talked with a lot of coaches over the years about what it means to be able to go out and finish a set strong. And your girls did that in the third set. How'd you do it, and what did you see?
We just said all we need is a pass. Just get a pass, and our hitters do the job. We have lots of hitters, so I feel like whatever rotation we're in, we can get a kill, and Jalen's going to get a ball to where we need to go. So just had to relax. We've been doing a lot of box breathing this year, like relaxing, good mindset. And so we just had to calm them down, like we don't need to panic. And they responded really well and finished off the game. And we've never started out a match really well either. So both of those tonight, I'm really, really pleased with with my girls.
Now, of course, the fourth set, you get kind of the ultimate test. You have all the momentum. You're at match point, and then the Tigers
and we miss a serve.
Yeah, right, exactly. And that's that one little thing, and your coaches are always looking for those teaching moments. And so, what's the biggest teaching moment you take out of all your experience and the experience of now all of a sudden you're grasping for that last point and last bit of momentum, which you were obviously able to get?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that you can't panic. And if I panic, the kids are going to panic. I've been doing this a long time. So if I start freaking out, they're going to freak out. And all we said is at the timeout, we just need a pass. We're totally fine. That's all we need to do. And then we shanked a pass and they tied it, whatever. But I feel like our kids, they know what they need to do, and this is where they've played. These girls all played together all last year. They played on the court together, so that composure and that kind of little bit of grit there, we're gonna go get this. I was very confident that they would finish that set.
Obviously that second set was just absolutely wild and a ton of fun. But overall, again, we know you're going to get a battle. And you talked about in the pregame too. Not many hits are going to hit the floor. It's almost like who makes the fewer mistakes, and we saw that scrappiness on display from both teams. I only had the Tigers for one ace. When you talk about serve, receive, your placement, what your girls are looking for, that I think at any level is an outstanding number.
Yeah, I mean, serve receive, that's kind of our bread and butter. Our ball control is that. And last year we had a lot of serve receive, but not much offense. And so we've added that with our serve receive. So we can control the ball, and we're confident, like, if you have a bad pass, they're going to shake it off and come back for the next one. So I feel like that mindset is there.
Coach, congratulations on a nice win tonight. Wish you the best of luck, and hopefully see you down the road.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Becca Puyu, head coach for the Sebeka Trojans, join us as we'll take another break. We've got more as the Sebeka Trojans get the win 3-1 over the Pine River-Backus Tigers tonight on yourliveevent.com.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
This year, Schrupp Excavating is celebrating 40 years of digging it right. With this milestone year, Schrupp Excavating wants to thank all of their past, current, and future employees and customers. They appreciate all you've done to help Schrupp Excavating become one of the most trusted companies in the Lakes area. For any excavation project, Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time, serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC. Online at schruppexcavating.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
And we are back as Sebeka gets the win 3-1 over Pine River-Backus. As joining us now is Josh Hershey, head coach for the Tigers. We knew it would be a battle tonight in sets 1 and 3. Sebeka kind of was able to get control. Set 2 was a lot of fun, at least from my vantage point to watch, and then a great comeback in set 4. Overall, Sebeka gets the section win tonight. What are some things that stood out to you, both on the good and the not so good for the Tigers?
Yeah, I thought up front we were pretty good, but the ball handling in terms of passing, serve, receive, they took us out of offense too many times, and sometimes we turned that one mistake into multiple mistakes. But they were just the better team. They caused a lot of those errors, and so credit to them.
You talked about taking Sebeka, and in the pregame you'd mentioned how little hits the floor with them, and especially from the serving. Your girls had quite a few errors, and I know I could tell you were trying a lot of different spots, but only one ace. With how they play serve receive, what makes it so difficult to maybe call a game on where you want to serve it?
Yeah, well, you got to try to plan ahead a little bit as to where their strengths are in terms of hitting and where they might be coming, and can you make it a little bit harder for them to be in offense? Even if the pass isn't perfect. So that that's what we're trying to think about. That's really it from a coach's perspective.
I had asked you about offense at the net, and you talked about trying different shots. Now, of course, I don't know the girls quite well enough to know which ones were second shot options, third shot options. Was it able to not really come into place because there weren't enough swings tonight, or what did you like? What did you work on with those?
Yeah, a few of the kids got to be better in that department for sure, especially when we're off the net, odd offense. I mean, you know, even good volleyball, you're going to be off the net, odd offense 30-40% of the time. So, you know, and tonight we were odd offense more than that. So, no, it was a little disappointing for a few of the girls in terms of their willingness to take swings. But, you know, that's my job, to go back to the gym and get them better.
That second set, you know, back and forth, and you talked to me earlier this year about being in that type of a set where you could almost take a timeout and everybody's smiling because it's just a grind, and balls are getting picked up on both sides. With a second set like that, what was your message after getting that win and grinding out that win to try to carry some of that momentum into set three?
Gosh, it was just that. Just don't exhale. You just got to keep fighting and battling, and then we turn around and just came out like we'd done something. You haven't done anything at that point, you know? That's why I love the game. It's part of why I love the game. It's going to be reset 0-0. It doesn't matter. And that mentality is, you know, something that only some teams get. And you know, I wish I could give it to every team. But, you know, right now, I mean, that's been a continual theme. Some slow starts in games. And, you know, we got to find a way to get better at the start of early games. But, you know, a lot of that was them, too. I mean, they were clearly better than us.
And then let's go to set four in the comeback, because you and I have been part of this game for a long time, and every now and then you'll see a run like that completely shift things. What did you really love about your girls' ability to take match point at 24-18 and really put some pressure on Sebeka?
Yeah, just that. Just, you know, you know, we might lose in the first round of the playoffs, but we're not going to lay down and die for anybody. I think everybody thinks we're going to. And, you know, it is what it is. But you just got to stay where your feet are and try to execute. That's what we talk about. You know, that's part of our mantra of being tough, is just our ability to focus on the next most important thing. And the next most important thing for some of them was the serve. For some of them it was getting their eyes to the right spot on defense, you know, transition and get a swing.
Now that you look ahead to, you know, Walker on Thursday, and we talked again on the pregame. You had that tournament. You got some great challenges. Obviously, a challenge tonight with Sebeka in town. As you take a look and you prepare for Walker and coming up, when you were talking about that focal points in practice and getting ready for these final few matches, where's the number one thing, Josh, that you want to see that consistency rise?
Serve, receive. Like, there's no question in my mind. If we can serve, receive, you know, then we can give them at least a better game. So, yeah, that's it. I mean, you know, and I got to look at the rotation a little bit and make sure tonight, you know, we had Cass back there in 4 rotations. She needs to be back there in 6. I don't care how I do it, but that's my first priority, is to make sure that my best 3 are standing back there every time. I don't care how wonky the rest of the game gets, because none of the rest of the game matters if you can't get that ball up.
Coach, obviously, again, a tough battle tonight. Sebeka with the win, but we'll see you again soon. As always, we appreciate the time.
Yeah, thank you, Devin. I appreciate you being here.
Absolutely. Josh Hershey, head coach for the PRB Trojans, PRB Tigers, as Trojans get the win 3-1. We'll wrap it up with our Family Market star of the game and the wrap after this on YourLiveEvent.com.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors on their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
And we are back to wrap things up for this matchup tonight, where Sebeka gets the victory 3-1 over Pine River-Backus. Devin Kruger here with you, and it's time to name our Pine River Family Market star of the game. The gym cleared out, and I didn't get a chance to catch her. I apologize. Pine River Family Market is where you can find it all and still enjoy the local, hometown, small town market atmosphere. Every Wednesday, gallons of milk are just $2 for $6. Visit them online at Pine River Family Market Delivers.com. And for tonight's matchup, we're going to go with Ella Dahl. The junior ended up with 5 kills, had the lone Pine River-Backus ace, had some good pickups on the defensive side of things as well. In a night that, again, some things were a little smoother than others. Ella Dahl gets the Pine River Family Market star of the game. Walker Hackensack Akeley in town on Thursday as they will take on the Tigers. Tigers looking to clinch that Northland Conference title. The pregame is set for 6:55 scheduled pregame right here on YourLiveEvent.com. That's going to do it for us. Thank you to all of our sponsors and advertisers that you see throughout the broadcast, as they are the ones that make it possible. We appreciate them being a part of it, and we appreciate you for joining in. Sebeka gets the win 3-1 tonight as the Trojans improve to 13-7 on the year. The Tigers fall to 13-11. For all of us at YourLiveEvent.com, we thank you for joining us. Bid you good night. I'm Devin Kruger. Let's do this again.